Okay, now that we saw the psukim inside the Torah, now we're going to go start the Mishnah in Sanhedrin, the Mishnah on Daf Ayin Aleph Amud Beis. So this Mishnah is going to talk about the concept of Ben Sora Morar, as well as other differences between tzaddikim and rashaim. The Mishnah could be found on the bottom of Daf Ayin Aleph Amud Beis, beginning with the words Ben Sora Umora. Says the Mishnah, Ben Sora Umora Nidon Al Shem Sofo. So the Ben Sora Umora is judged based on what is going to happen, like we said in the Psukim. Says the Torah, Yamos Zakai V'al Yamos Chayav. We would rather him die when he is innocent, as opposed to dying later on when he is guilty. Now, what would he be guilty of? That's something that needs to be discussed. Continues on in the Mishnah. Shemisasan shel rashaim hana lahen v'hana la'olam. Death for rashaim, for evil people, is hana lahem, is good for them, v'hana la'olam, and it's also good for the rest of the world, as opposed to the tzaddikim ra lahem v'ra la'olam. When it comes to death, is bad for tzaddikim, and it's also bad for the rest of the world. Now, okay, let's just take a look at Rashi quickly on what the difference is between the death of a tzaddik and the death of a rasha. Says Rashi, when it comes to the death of a rasha, hana lahem, she'in mosifin lachto. It's good for them because now they're not able to continue sinning. V'hana la'olam, Rashi continues, she'shakta kol aretz. Now everybody can chill out a little bit because they can't sin anymore. They're not around to do evil things. However, when it comes to a tzaddik, it's ra lahem, it's bad for them. Why? Shehayu mosifun zichiyos. Because the more a tzaddik lives, the more he has the ability to do more and more mitzvos, more zchusim. But ra la'olam, it's bad for the rest of the world. Why? Shahayu maginim al doram, because a tzaddik that lives, that's around during our lifetime, is protecting the rest of the generation, umochichim esadoros, and the tzaddik continues to uplift and to direct the rest of the people of that generation to go in the right direction. And without that tzaddik, people might get lost, and people won't have that same protection that they have when the tzaddik is still around. The Mishnah continues with other differentiations between rashaim and tzaddikim. Says the Mishnah, Yayin v'sheina l'rashaim hana lahen v'hana la'olam. When it comes to yayin, different types of alcoholic beverages, wine, whatever it might be, is good for them, and falling asleep as a result of that yayin, of that alcohol. Again, drinking and then falling asleep. So the rashaim, when it comes to evil people, hana lahen, it's good for them. V'hana la'olam, it's good for everybody else when they fall asleep. Ulit tzaddikim, but when it comes to tzaddikim, ra lahen v'ra la'olam. Right, it's bad for them and it's bad for the rest of the world. The Mishnah records another differentiation, another area which we see a difference between rashaim and tzaddikim. Says in the Mishnah, pizor. Pizor means dispersion, right? Which means dispersing throughout the world, breaking up a group, and dividing the people up into different places. When it comes to rashaim, hana lahen v'hana la'olam. Breaking up the rashaim and dividing them in different places is good for them and good for the world. Ulit tzaddikim, however, when it comes to tzaddikim, ra lahen v'ra la'olam, as opposed to a tzaddik or a group of tzaddikim, is better for them to stick together, right, and be together as one, than to disperse and spread out throughout different places. It's not only is it better for them, but it's better for the whole world as well. On the other side of the coin, you have something called kinus. Kinus means unity, means coming together, as obviously opposite of pizor, which is dispersion. So kinus Kinus is the rashaim ra lahen v'ra olam, coming together as a group, as one, right? When it comes to a rasha or a group of rashaim, is bad for them and bad for the rest of the world. Ul tzaddikim, when it comes to tzaddik, a group of tzaddikim, hana lahen v'hana olam. It's great for them and it's great for the rest of the world. When tzaddikim come together as a group, there's a lot of zechusim, there's a lot of great things that come out of that for they themselves and for the rest of the world. And the last area of differentiation between a rasha and a tzaddik that the Mishnah brings down. So the Mishnah says sheket. Sheket we know means quiet, but sheket also means tranquility, calmness, peace. So sheket l'rishoyim ra lahem v'ra la'olam. When it comes to tranquility or peace or quietness or calmness, for a group of rishoyim, it's bad for them and bad for the rest of the world. As opposed to tzaddikim, hana lahen v'hana la'olam. It's great for them and it's great for the rest of the world. Obviously, all of these things need to be clarified, as we'll discuss further in Rashi and in the Gemara.